Happy Halloween, you unfortunate bastards. How are you guys today? It is Halloween. And as I did last year, I think I did this the year before as well, but regardless, I think this is now my second or third time. Regardless, I'm going to have my horror movie recommendations for Halloween, or if you can or cannot find them. And usually I pick around 3 to 5 movies. Today, I'm going to recommend a franchise. A short, only 4 movie franchise. And it is the REC franchise. And I'm going to go quickly through each movie and describe them what they are in a short type of 1 minute to 2 minute type of way. Hopefully this video will be under 15 minutes, I hope. While I'm going to recommend this franchise as a whole, because it's, in my opinion, not just an underrated horror franchise. For me, it's one of the most underrated movie franchises ever. And in my opinion, all 4 of these movies are solid, good horror movies. Now, okay, the first one you may have heard about, because the first REC was, I think it was released in France or Spain, I think it's one of the two, back in 2007, and it inspired a remake by a different name. It was made in America, called Quarantine, and that movie starred Jennifer Carpenter, who was also on Dexter. Now, regardless of that, this movie that inspired that film, this movie is really good. It very much takes a POV type of the handheld type of approach. All 4 of these movies do. The later ones was really essentially, this is a woman who's kind of has this nighttime type of show, and she's among these firefighters, and essentially they get caught into this small apartment complex area type of building, kind of like the Raid type of way, but it's much smaller building, and unfortunately, I think it's some kind of disease gets loose within it, and I think it's because of a church type of thing that's going on, as further explored. This film very much takes on an unperplexing type of innocent type of view. People who are trying to save these people from what's going on. There's a lot of chaos and confusion in it, and that's what the story is, and they try to help at what's going on. My first recommendation for this movie, not just this, but the whole series, is this. Watch it with English subtitles, because I know people are we don't want to read while watching the movie. First things first, I personally don't mind English reading subtitles. It kind of helps, especially if I'm doing something else, so I have background noise. Regardless, the dubbing is awful. I watched this first time without the subtitles. The dubbing just takes you so terribly out of the element, and you're it makes you feel more of a foreign film. However, you watch it with subtitles, then the English layover voice is taken away, and you just hear the accents, the real, genuine accents coming through. It's genuinely great, and I'm personally very much shocked of how good this is. For me, it's a 9 out of 10 film. Great characters, really, really well done, and it's a great setup. It's more haunting and paranormal than the others for this first one, and I think it's really, really well done. It plays with great scares and storytelling and tension. Now, the second one, REC 2, is kind of a direct parallel into the first REC. However, it takes it more, it kind of works into as a sequel, because it is a sequel, of course. Duh. In a way, it kind of leans into the story of it. Same thing with the first in the apartment complex. And that is, it's this military, I wouldn't say military, but they're kind of the SWAT, at least, of France, who goes into the building, and you're okay, let's see what's the remainder of what's going on. And I think that military part of this movie is my favorite in the whole franchise, and I mean that. Out of all 4 films, this for me is my favorite. I love for me, all the parts, also this type of military group that's going in, the SWAT team, they're bringing in this person who they think is a medical type of person, but unfortunately, he isn't that. The church got this pastor to go along with them, and you get to see how that goes through. And the first REC came out in 2007. I think this one, it probably says on here. Yeah, it came out. This one came out in 2009. It's a damn great sequel. A damn great sequel. This may be my personal favorite. Like I said before in my yesterday review of OBJ's Origin of Evil, I said 28 Weeks Later is my favorite horror movie sequel. I think this is actually better than 28 Weeks Later. I mean, as a sequel of a horror movie, at least. And I love how it adds the layers and story. But unfortunately, this movie isn't perfect. There's a part of it with these young, 16-year-old kids who kind of get twined up in this, and they're like, oh no, like, firecrackers, this type of stuff. And how it interludes within the building, how they get trapped inside, and what happens to them, and how they cross paths with the military, or the SWAT team, and how that interludes together. And I was just, those teens are a bit annoying, but it's like, they're teenagers. What do you expect them to be? They're annoying by nature. Every human is. For the record, I was probably like that at a certain point. So don't blame myself not liking them because they're annoying teens. So regardless. And then, that's of the first two. Then the third one. Then the second one. Because it came spoiler for... the spoiler for this one. The first one is like the girl who's right here on the cover. She gets taken by a creature, and there's like, oh, what happens in that film? By the end of this film, it shows that she survived, but she's chosen as a weird, like, hostess type of thing, and this big creature who's, like, tall, lanky, and thin, and is, like, in this weird little diaper thing. It, like, grabs her by the mouth, and it's like, bleh, and this big, huge, like, lava thing, like, goes into her, and it's, like, the side is, like, a foot and a half to 2 feet long. It's, like, oh shit, nasty, oh my god. And that's kind of like a host. It kind of uses her as a hostess. She's immune. It shows that she's immune to it, and she's carrying the disease of what's going on, and she kind of spreads it. But the end of this film is like, she can dub other people's voices. I don't know how the hell that works, especially if you have an evil type of entity inside your body now. I know you are all looking at me like, what the fuck are you describing now? But seriously, this is a film you gotta see. Of all these films, I think the third one is on Netflix. I remember, yes, the third is on Netflix. So essentially, the girl in the first, you get to see in this film again, spoilers. She survives, and she kind of like, she's like, yeah, there's only one survivor at least. So she gets out, and then it kind of spreads. And this film, I think, is like in another part of the same country. I think it's like in France at least. Actually, I think this one, Rec 3, is at a wedding, and there's all these people have come together for this beautiful, wonderful type of wedding. It's like, first 20 minutes of this film are actually just really good and very, very touching. However, it kind of, I wouldn't say until shit gets spoiled, of course. You get to see what happens, and look at the goddamn logo. You expect her to be like this badass heroine character, and that really doesn't happen until like the last 30-40 minutes of the film. But that is still a really great film. I love how it has much more of a melancholy feel to it, because it's like, oh, this reception type of wedding feel to it. And how it feels much more relaxed about it. And I really do like that angle for it. It takes more of a tragic type of feeling of how these people were meant to have such a promising start in life. And how she and her husband are getting married, and she says to him, you know, I'm pregnant. And it's like a really, like, oh gosh, how it goes. Now, there's a couple of ridiculous moments in this movie. And, yeah, so I think this one came out in... What the hell can I get? This one came out in 2012. Holy shit. And then, you know, They Don't Survive. Like, spoiler for this one, it's like this gruesome, insane, grotesque movie is quite ridiculous at times. But yes, regardless of that, this is a great one. This is a great worthy installment of the franchise. Yeah, it's a really good follow-up to the second one. And then we reach into the fourth, Wreck. Apocalypse, as I say, it's on the bottom of here. And essentially in this movie, it's like this medical crew has the girl from the first two movies, and they're like, oh, okay. They kind of realize that she is the hostess of this gross thing that's going on, and they seclude themselves on this boat. So it's like, okay, if this thing ever gets out, at least no one of the public will get it. So it has that type of feel for it, and regardless, I think this one came out in 2014. Yeah, it did. Oh, shit. No, 2013. 13 to 14, whatever the hell. Wreck 4, I think it's probably my least favorite. I wouldn't say it's the weakest of the franchise, but that doesn't mean it's any good. I love the setting of this one. It's like on a boat. It's much more unpredictable, but it's much more entertaining, and you get to see much more of a bigger variety in cast of people in this movie. For me, it's like a really good, fun one for me. What I don't like about it is that the ending, as good as it is quite predictable, and regardless of all of it, it kind of feels a bit ridiculous at times. Then again, the whole franchise is ridiculous. So yeah, that was my recommendation for this Halloween number one. I really do hope you enjoy it, and I will see. And that was my recommendation for this Halloween number one, the Wreck movie franchise. And if you have a chance to watch any of these movies, well, find the first film, then watch that one, and then go to the second, third, or fourth. And for me, this is the most underrated, this is the most underappreciated movie franchise of all time, and it just so happens to be a horror franchise. And for me, it's really, really good. All four movies are really great in my opinion, and I highly recommend anyone who is available to watch any of them to check it out. They're more than worth your time. So yeah, for me, those are my Halloween movie recommendations, everyone, and I will see you guys in the future for more videos as always. Till then, stay scared, everyone, and remember, eat candy, have fun, and remember, stay scared. Till then, happy Halloween to all of you. Goodbye.